Today, we're going to take a little Ikea run to Minneapolis.
We thought it would be a great chance to do a long road trip with the EV and practice charging at public charging stations and do a little bit of long highway driving, because we haven't done that.
Welcome. Our names are Dale and Janine, and our channel is called Forward Journey. And on this episode, we're going to dig into our first road trip in our new electric vehicle. We'll talk about some of the planning apps we used, what it's like to do public charging with your electric vehicle, and our experience about road tripping with an EV. So come with us to Minneapolis.
The weather is still below freezing. It's about 30 degrees. So this will be a good test of how the EV does on the road with cold weather. So one of the things I'm going to do is take our level 2 charger just in case. For this trip, we're going to be using public charging networks, so I don't think we'll need this. But one of the things I like about not having it hardwired into our house is that I can take this with us just as a backup, just in case. And this adapter can change from 240 volt to 120 volt. I wanted to give you some information about the applications that I use to help plan the road trip on the electric vehicle. So here's a look at my phone, and you can see the EV apps that I've got here on the phone. I've got my Chevrolet app, the ChargePoint app, a Better Route Planner, PlugShare, Shell Recharge, and the EV Go and Electrify America apps. Do I need all of them? Probably not. You know, several of them are just different charging networks. And in the Midwest, primarily the one I see the most often is ChargePoint or Shell Recharge. But it's nice to have these just in case we need them. So the first thing I'll show you is the My Chevrolet app. You can see here it gives you information about your vehicle, about your state of charge. It'll give you diagnostics about the car, if there's a warning light on or anything. And then one of the things that the My Chevrolet app does is it'll show you a map. And based on your current battery state of charge, how much is in your battery, it'll show you a dotted line. And that dotted line on the map shows you any place that you could travel to and return back from your point of starting. And then in the lighter area around that, beyond the dotted line, that's the distance that you could get to on a one-way trip. So it gives you a quick idea of just how far you can go where your battery's at. Now in the My Chevrolet app, you can also plan a route. So I've put in our destination here of Minneapolis, and it's showed me where it recommends we stop and charge the battery. A lot of people in the electric vehicle community use a Better Route Planner, or ABRP. So I'll show you that app as well. Very similarly, I've put in the destination, and it's suggesting to me where I should stop and recharge. And then I did the same thing on another app called PlugShare, just to kind of confirm that they're all recommending pretty much the same path here and that we recharge at pretty much the same place. The other apps that I have on here are just those electric charging networks, and you'll see as we open them up, most of them show you the map. They show you where charging stations are located. You can filter this by fast charging stations or just level 2 charging stations. And then when you click on a particular charging location, it will show you more information about that station. Pictures even, how many ports are available. PlugShare has kind of a crowdsource element to it where people will check in and list comments about how their charging session went. So you can get kind of feedback on, is the equipment working well? Is the charging easy? Is it in a well-lit place? Is there restaurants nearby? So very, very useful information. So a lot of tools at your disposal to help you plan your EV trip.
So with the battery fully charged, the cruise control set to 70, and our temperature set to 69 in auto with our heated seats on, we set out on the journey.
having my heated seats on. But with our Weather Channel app here on the screen, we can see that right now where we're driving, it feels like it's only 22 degrees. So I don't think I need any flack about that.
Yeah, that's, I guess, the real test. Can you drive it sustained 70 miles an hour and keep Janine's heated seat on? That's the real test for an electric vehicle. So one of the things that's interesting right now, our minimum range. The expected range says 108, but we're definitely trending more towards the minimum. And the minimum range is 88 miles. We are 61 miles away from the charger that we'd intended or planned on stopping at. So what we've done is we've pulled up the PlugShare app on the screen here, and we've taken a look and said what other chargers are closer, because we may want to adapt our plans here a bit and go for one closer. So there is a charger 22 miles away that's a fast charger. It'd be a little bit of a jog off the interstate to get to it. So when we get to that exit, it's about 13 miles away, we'll have to make a decision. We'll take a look at what our minimum is and how far it is to go to our planned one, and we may go with plan B.
The thing is, our cushion has gone from 40 miles down to 25. And so in the next 60 miles that we have to go to get to the charger we planned on, is the cushion, how much more is it going to shrink?
Yeah, and you're talking about the cushion between how far to go to the charger and what the minimum range is. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So I think this is part of EV life on a road trip, is you do have to pay attention to these things.
This is the exit, so I think we're going to take it.
We're going to take it, do lunch a little bit earlier, and stay on the side of being safe.
Yeah.
So this is, a little change in plans. We have stopped at the Hampton, Iowa. We were a little bit short of the original charging station we planned. We thought we were getting kind of close. Our lowest range said about 77 miles, and we had about 52 to go. We thought, we'll err on the side of safety, so we've done a plan B and found a charge station closer. So this one is a Mid-American Energy, and that's part of the Shell Recharge Network. So we'll use that app, and we'll go ahead and sign on here and get connected. Go ahead and open up this app, and we'll say we want to charge. We can scan the QR code for this charging station, so it knows that it's the Shell Recharge here at the Hampton Dollar Fresh. We'll be the CSS, and we'll go ahead and say start charge. Check and see. It says initiating here on the screen. We'll be looking for the green light to flash on the dash there. There we go.
Flashing.
We're charging. There it fire up. So it says here we were at 40%. So we were pretty wimpy that we stopped already with still 40% of our battery left, but we're newbies, so that's how it goes. So we're going to go ahead and go in there and grab a bite to eat at the Dollar Fresh and let this thing charge. Here we are in the Dollar Fresh store, and we're going to have our lunch here while the car charges. What do you think? We decided we might as well just eat it right here instead of sitting outside in the cold.
Yeah, we're just going to stand here.
EV owners do is they wait. Got your books on Kindle? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we have gotten to 80% charge, so I think we'll go ahead and stop the session. We slowed down a lot. We were here for an hour. When we first started charging, we were at 30-some kilowatts, and now it's slowed down to 17. When we came here, we were at 40%, and we charged up to 80. Made it to our second charging stop. We were in Owatonna, and the temperature's warmed up. It's about 37 degrees, so that's helping us out, I think. We're getting a little more range. So we'll try to figure this one out. This is a different charger, but let's just see how this works. Card accepted.
It says flash start is flashing.
Start is flashing. And we'll wait till we see if we get our little flashing green on the car. It says we are at 22%.
Okay, the car should be just about done charging, so we're on our way back to the parking lot. We just had a nacho stop. It was pretty delightful.
We've pretty much determined that all the money we'll save in gas will end up spending on nachos and coffees as we wait for the car to charge. We just plugged in to the free charger here at the Ikea parking lot, and it says it's free. It's a level 2 charger, but that'll add some coverage to us, and then we'll head in and shop.
And so now we can let the shopping begin.
You opted for the big bag?
How you shop.
Friday morning. We survived just fine, getting all the way up to Minneapolis. We recharged a little bit at Ikea, had fun doing shopping, and did an overnight just at a little local hotel. One of the things, obviously, though, that I've learned, the hotel we picked did not have charging ports. And I think there are some brands, obviously, that would have had a level 2 charger that would have made things a bit easier. So we are waking up this morning. We've got about 64% of battery. It says 131 miles. And what's the temperature today?
This morning when I checked, it was 17 degrees. That's why Dale was scraping the windows.
Yep.
And we noticed yesterday, because of the climate and because we were trying to go 70 mile an hour on the interstate, that we lost about 80 miles range.
We're going to try to maybe go 65 today. 68. Let's see if I can handle it. And see if that gives us a little more range. We're going to stop at a charging site in Faribault. We think it's about 34 miles away, and get topped up a little bit more and then see how far we can go. Going home, I'm less worried about arriving with a lot of range, since we'll charge when we get home. So I'm okay if we can get in with not too much in the bank
exactly.
to get home. All right, we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, we've noticed that at least half of you that are watching this right now aren't subscribers of our channel. If you'd like to, go ahead and click that subscribe button and give us a like. It really helps us out. It gives feedback to our channel and keeps us motivated to put these videos together.
Wow, it really feels like we're going slow. Everyone is passing us.
We've slowed down from 70 miles an hour to 65 and set the adaptive cruise control at 65. It has made a noticeable difference on what's called the guessometer, that tells you kind of a maximum range and an expected range and then a minimum one. And then it has the yellow and green bars on the side that show which of those you're trending towards. Is it more likely you're going to hit the lower range, or more likely you're going to hit the top range? So at 70 miles an hour, our thing kept showing a yellow bar to say you're more likely to hit the lower range than you are the middle one. Right now, that yellow bar's mostly disappeared. We have like one little yellow bar, which tells us you're more likely to get the range in the middle, which is much farther. So,
but what we really found out,
yeah,
and these are the numbers that I pay attention to, is the bottom number compared to how far we have left to go, and what's the difference between the two. Yesterday, that number kept shrinking and shrinking, the difference between the two. Today, now that we're going 65, it's actually growing.
Yeah.
It says we can go farther.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah. So it does show that, and again, that's at 33, 34 degrees out. It appears as though going 65 is going to buy you a lot more.
A few more
range.
I wouldn't say a lot, but a few more.
It seems like it.
Well, driving 65 has made a huge difference. Remember I was talking to you about that number between the low estimation and the actual? This time it's grown
in
by
2
8
miles,
miles.
take exit 12 onto US 65 and I-35 business loop toward Albert Lea.
Obviously, slowing down just a little bit really extends your distance and the range you can go.
But I don't think we need to go 65 all the time.
Once we get the battery charged back up, Janine says crank it back up. This is the first time we've seen the range estimator go orange. Since we'd extended our range a bit, we decided we could make it all the way home with only one stop for charging. So we stopped in Albert Lea, Minnesota. Our station here is located at the rear of the Casey's convenience store, and we pulled in next to a Ford F-150 Lightning. Charging stations in Albert Lea were the Electrify America network, and we arrived with 14% in our battery, and you'll notice the rate of charge was faster. When you're at that low state of charge, the charging stations can fill you up at a higher rate, and gradually that tapers off as your battery becomes more full. Which is why most people, when they stop at a DC fast charger, typically only charge to 80% of their battery capacity, because the time it takes to finish that last 20% really elongates.
Well, Dale thinks that we need to get out and walk around here in Albert Lea at the Casey's.
We're at the charging station at the Casey's, and I'm so excited because we pulled in with only 14% of battery left, and so when we started charging, we were charging at 52 kilowatts an hour, which is about as fast as a Chevy Bolt can charge. So that's kind of exciting to be on the low end of the battery and see it charging at its fastest rate for it.
Okay, but back to our walking around plans. I then had to explain to him that we are surrounded by a car wash, a crematorium, and a hotel. So there really isn't a lot of places to walk around.
Not every charging station is located yet in a great oasis of entertainment for your hour. But
we'll be here an hour and it'll be fine.
Yep.
I'll get my Kindle out. What's for lunch at Casey's?
I got the Italian wrap.
I got the turkey.
So here we are. This is part of optimizing your time while recharging. Make it also a lunch stop.
Yep.
And I got chocolate milk. Very healthy.
With both the batteries and our tummies recharged, we headed the rest of the way home. Well, we made it back from our big road trip. The car's been washed, so we're ready to kind of share some of our thoughts and summaries from our road trip.
We had a great time, and we found that the biggest factor in our range was speed.
Yeah, when we were headed out there, we set the cruise at 70 miles an hour. It was also a little bit colder, so temperature, I think, and speed were the two big things that affected us. On our way out, we were getting about 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour. On the way back, the average climbed up to 2.9 because we were riding at 65. So probably we were getting over 3 miles per kilowatt hour on the way back. So that did make a difference.
Sure did.
We stopped twice on the way up. Some of that was because we were a little bit chicken. It was our first road trip, and
We didn't know, and everything just kept collapsing on us.
so we got a little panicked, and we stopped probably earlier than we needed to. So we had 2 stops on the way up. Normally, from where we live in the Des Moines area to Minneapolis, it would be about a 4-hour drive. And we stopped twice on the way up, so that made it a 6-hour drive. On the way back home, though, we timed it better.
And we also were charging while we were at Ikea, don't forget that.
That's true, yep, we did charge at Ikea. And then on the way home, we only stopped with 1 charge, so we spent 1 hour charging time, so we got home in about 5 hours. So really not that different than with the gas-powered car. We ate lunch while we charged, which we probably would have stopped anyhow. So, not bad.
It was a lot of fun, and it showed us it can do it.
It showed us it can do it, and obviously in the summertime, your results will be even better. Well, hey, if you enjoyed this video, give us a like, click that subscribe button, and tune in for more adventures. Our channel is all about living life to its fullest in retirement, so we like to share fun things on the forward journey. So be that the electric car, our camper soon, or maybe even the Corvette or the motorcycle. It's all about going new places and finding new things and living life to its fullest in retirement.